Hey guys, so Russia made a new statement. Putin gave in an interview with the newspaper Bild. I'm quoting. He says, "Sanctions against Russia are foolish and harmful. The Russian people understand what is going on." As Napoleon said, however, Western sanctions against Russia aim at hurting our economy instead of supporting Ukraine. This is sad because we should have been cooperating for a solution to problems instead of taking attitudes against each other. That is why the measures of Western countries are foolish and harmful. So Russia, so Putin is making an anti um, sanctions, splitting up an anti sanction attitude against the West. This is comical, considering that Russia is putting sanctions on Turkey for protecting its airspace. This is also quite hypocritical of Putin because he's asking other countries to respect the sovereignty of Syria, while Putin is not respecting the uh, territorial integrity of Ukraine, of Georgia, and Putin is also invading um, NATO airspace all the time. So I of it's quite comical and funny of Putin that he's making such comments, and it only shows so that he's quite a hypocrite. Um, this also shows that the Western sanctions against Russia is making quite impacts on the Russian um, economy. I think the West is holding back. I think they can put much bigger sanctions on Russia, but that depends on Russia's attitude. The depreciation of the ruble, of the Russian currency, is also going off, and the declining oil prices that is really hurting Russia. Uh, According to some market analysis, the price per barrel is going down to $20 per barrel, and I think if that happens, the Russian economy is going to have a really big hit. In 2015, they had a negative growth rate of 4%. The food prices have been rising. There are budget problems in the Russian economy, and at the same time, Putin is, making more enemies. They are um, they are helping the dictator in Syria, and I think this is a really big mistake because they are putting all their money in a lost cause, and they are making they're propagating NATO, they're propagating Turkey by invading Turkish airspace and by bombing Turkmen forces. The Turkmen are related to Turkish people, and if Turkey also, begins with putting a sanction on Russia, that's going to have a really big impact on the Russian economy. They are Turkey's second largest buyer of gas, oil from Russia, and imagine Russia losing the second biggest customer. They are not. They are not. They will not be able to. They will not be able to replace that customer because there's simply no other customer that buys in such volume. Russia is starting to get closer to China, but the Chinese economy is also declining, the stagnating economy. So Russia won't be able to replace their revenues. So I don't know Putin. I don't know what Putin is thinking. He's he's pushing Russia off the cliff. Uh, for example, in 2015 they made really bad economic year. 2016 is also going to be very you know very bad economic year for Russia. No prospect of growth, and probably the price per barrel is going to drop to $20, and I don't know what he's planning to do. In my theory is that he's trying to create small regional wars to create political instability, so that the political instability will cause the energy price to rise. But as we have seen in Ukraine and Syria, political instability or regional wars doesn't necessarily cause energy prices to rise. So Russia's plan is failing in the region, and we are going to probably see Russian economic crisis, because every 30, 40 years, 20 years, very big economic collapse happens. In the last economic collapse of Russia was the Soviet collapse, and Russia lost a lot of its territory. Probably we're going to see something happening that's something like that happening, because there's a lot of Russian people and minorities who don't like Putin's actions, and if the Kremlin runs out of money, they want independence, because